You into the midnight hours. And when you wake up, his voice is back on your radio alarm clock. How on earth did this happen?
Well, Jeff saw me taking out the trash at the radio station.
And he won another award.
But this one is better.
It's the Morning Dish with the 2019 Radio Personality of the Year winner, Stephen Phillips.
You paying attention to this, Packy?
And Murphy's own Sherry Raines.
Yeah, you must have given horseback passes to the right guy, Stephen.
Well, giddy up.
And Packy Smith's Shetland pony is right alongside.
You guys know these demo tapes don't just edit themselves together, right?
Well, all right.
3 cheers for Stephen Phillips.
Y'all need to help Stephen Phillips out over there. Out the door and off the radio.
Here's Stephen Phillips.
All righty, folks, we're coming in today. We've got a big interview coming up. Faith Hibbs Clark, man. She is, we've had the behavioral panel on before, you know, Greg and them, Greg Hartley and all them about the behavior panel. This gal actually is she trains actors how to lie because they do that. You know, they do that. Mm-hmm. And so she's actually a coach that does that, and so it's ought to be pretty interesting. She trains you how to do that.
Yep.
Because, you know, body language tells everything. I mean, when you see somebody and you just instantly don't like them, that's because you're reading their body language. Mm-hmm. But these actors, they know how to do it without, you know, they can put on they can make you like them whether you like them or not.
What about radio host?
Everybody loves radio host, except for poor Harry Bond. But anyway, we get her on here just pretty quickly. Hey, in 2005, 2 former members of Guns N' Roses were suing singer Axl Rose for allegedly naming himself sole administrator of the U.S. rock band. Yeah.
Well,
that could get you in trouble.
Yeah. How
Sure
about
enough.
that?
Yeah.
He said that they said they accused Axl Rose, of being arrogant and had a big ego.
No.
Oh, you think so?
Well, they should sue you then.
Are you cured? I'm not arrogant. And I don't even like egos.
Eagles? Lego my eagle.
Sean Connery was born on
Yes,
today.
Sean Connery.
I love Sean
One
Connery.
peen.
Oh, did I steal your?
No.
sold your
We're
bit.
doing the same thing.
I love it.
Sure enough.
We're all looking at the same website.
Sean,
Are
he was one of the best.
Monty Hall. Let's make a deal.
No, let's not. Let's not make a deal.
Oh, come on.
What else you got, man? You on a roll this morning. You must have had some coffee.
Coffee. Ah. That's the
Do you-
worst.
Do you drink
We
a bunch of
just filled
coffee
them.
before you drive the bus?
I haven't grown up yet. I don't drink coffee.
Oh, do you not drink coffee?
I'm not mature enough yet.
Uh-oh. Well, I'll tell you, we probably need to get into are you
don't
ready
know what
to,
you're missing.
You ready to play Mike's music?
Goodness,
We're
just,
at Mike's.
We're just getting started.
Mike, well, I thought I'd let you go ahead because a lot of times I walk over you and I don't do that
Go
because
ahead
you
and
work
get it
so
over
hard
with.
on this. So
no,
we're going to do
don't worry about
Mike's
it. Don't worry about
20-minute
it.
birthday list.
Oh, we've actually. I put it on a diet.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
What?
West Side
What is
Story.
this?
His birthday for composer Leonard Bernstein, who was born in Lawrence, Massachusetts, and known for his work on Broadway smashes. And
Oh,
then
that's
we've got
cool.
Walter Williams of the OJs, born in Canton, Ohio in 1942. OJ.
The OJ.
Yeah.
I don't
there
have
we
any.
go. So you know Gene Simmons
No, I
from
don't.
Kiss,
I
bass
know him,
player.
but I don't
you
know
know
him.
bass players. He was born in Haifa, Israel.
Really? I did
Israel.
not know that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
interesting, right there.
I
Thought that
didn't-
was kind of interesting. Are you familiar with the band Black Hawk?
I'm very familiar
You
with
know
Black
Black
Hawk.
Hawk? Henry Paul of Black Hawk. Let's see, was he a bass player or was he the songwriter?
I don't know that much
He
about him.
grew up in St. Pete, Florida.
Well, that's a
and-
cool place to grow up.
My timing is off, but the next song is featuring Black Hawk.
We still listen to
And
the
we're still
bass
listening
player.
to Kiss.
There
we
he is.
go. Yep, he was
I
born
like
in
Black
Kingston, New York, and grew up in St. Petersburg, Florida.
he's
went
one of
to
them
University of
halfbacks.
South Florida or something like that.
Yeah, he's one of them halfbacks.
I reckon.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
And then
Are they
from,
still playing, or do you know?
I don't know. This is one of their more recent songs.
Yeah, I remember this song.
Yeah,
Yep.
good stuff.
Yep. Yep.
Born in Flatwoods, Kentucky in 1961. Billy Ray Cyrus. And I did not
Billy
pick,
Ray.
I did not pick Achy Breaky Heart for this.
Fixing to thank you for not picking Achy Breaky Heart.
Oh, we'll have to play this again when it's National Mullet Day.
I hope that's on his tombstone. We have to
Achy
live with
Breaky
it for
Heart, yeah.
eternity.
Can you guess this person?
Nope.
This is Joe D. Messina.
Oh, yeah, I like Jody Messina.
Yeah. Her birthday was in 1970.
Well, she's just a young
nice
whippersnapper, as they say.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
She could be my granddaughter.
Well, Claudia Schiffer was born in 1972.
So Marty Gerard, keyboardist for the Motels, he was born in Atlanta, and then he came up in Florida, joined his first band. He was in Gainesville, Florida.
Right?
Yeah. So there he was.
What year was he born?
He got famous by joining the Motels.
And he was actually born in Atlanta?
He's a keyboard player, yeah.
Yeah. Keyboard players are the best. Bass players are the worst.
Yeah.
Bass players hang out with bands because they like to hang out with musicians.
Other birthdays include Elvis Costello.
I like
but
Elvis
I couldn't
Costello.
find anything that I wanted to play.
You're not a big
Vivian Campbell, guitar player for White Snake and Def Leppard.
What about Def Leppard?
And that'll do it for us.
What's the deal with Def Leppard?
Nothing. Def Leppard's great. I just put the show on a diet.
Oh, so Def Leppard, was it his
Leppard.
birthday today?
Otherwise, we'd keep going. Yeah, guitar player for Def Leppard. Yeah.
Really? I like Def Leppard. He's the coolest guy in the band.
Really?
Yeah. Don't
He
you?
always has those spots.
Yeah, I like Def Leppard.
RRR.
Yeah. That's it.
And the drummer was in, I guess it was a car accident or
Yeah.
a motorcycle accident. Which one?
He was in a vehicle
But
accident
he
of some
lost.
kind
He lost a limb. I
and
think it was
still
an arm.
played drums.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had the chief call me the other day. You know, we had on, he's going to come back on. He's got one arm, I think one arm or one leg or something. He's coming back on. They're actually fixing to start a series on Netflix with him. That's crazy, ain't it?
Yeah.
You have to lose an arm or something to get on Netflix.
To get
now.
Hey, what do you call a guy with no arms and no legs that's at your front door?
I have no idea.
Matt.
Why is everybody jumping on Packy's joke of the day?
So what do you call the guy with no arms and no legs who's in the bushes?
In the bushes.
Matt.
Russell.
What do
We
you
knew
call,
somebody who
Okay,
his
folks,
mom,
that's it.
his mom's dog was named Russell.
what do you call the guy with no arms, no legs, floating in Lake Chattooga?
I don't know.
Bob.
Okay, folks, we're going to do a break before y'all start turning
Any
off
lake.
the radio.
It could be any lake.
Today is Thursday, Rose Auto. I'm not kidding you. Them folks over there are fantastic. They're actually friends of mine, and they can fix you right up with any kind of accessories you need, whether it's radios or mud flaps or you name it, they've got it. And they're good people located over there in Blairsville, so give Rose Auto a call.
And now with more news for Western North Carolina and North Georgia, I'm Jeff Batten. And Cherokee law enforcement is still talking about the bust of a lifetime that happened last week in Marble. A 50-year-old Murphy man was allegedly operating a camper meth lab deep in the woods when the raid happened, netting about 37 pounds of liquid meth. Chief Deputy Chris Wood on why liquid meth has become so popular compared to the crystal version.
Organizations such as the cartels to move it in liquid form, because if it's in, say you had 2 5-gallon buckets of liquid meth and you threw it on a tractor trailer with 100 other 5-gallon buckets of paint, the chances of that being found are slim.
A tractor trailer full of building materials heading over Blood Mountain to Blairsville overturned last night in White County. It shut down lanes for almost 10 hours on the Russell Scenic Highway and probably set a few builders in our area back a couple of weeks.
It was pretty much anything you need to build a house. There was all kinds of building materials. We believe that he was headed to a big box retailer, obviously, with all that material.
That's Bryce Barrett with the White County Sheriff's Office. And with friends like these, who needs enemies? A well-intentioned caller phoned the Towns County Sheriff's Office earlier this week to ask them to do a welfare check on 43-year-old Erin Murrah. And when the deputies arrived and she opened the door, Sheriff Ken Henderson says there was heroin, cocaine, weed, and hash sitting in plain sight, some of it packaged for sale.
We were there, again, to do a welfare check. And the officer noticed that there was a lot of paraphernalia in the house, and that's when we backed off, got the search warrant, and went in.
Murrah, who is now behind bars, was informed by the deputies that they saw what was going on, and they came back later with a search warrant to arrest her. Please download the free WJRB app for Pat Malone and Harry Bond. I'm Jeff Batten.
Warm weather demands a lot from our trucks.
Or towing boats to the lake.
Bed covers to hide work equipment.
Heck, I'd just settle for a cool rain guard for when you need to crack the windows on a hot day.
So Rose Auto is always thinking of ways to get you where you need to go. For bed covers, towing accessories, and great car audio.
It's Rose Auto on the Murphy Highway. The only way to go this summer.
Right. And who has the tailgate rack for the grill? Don't say it, I know. Rose Auto in Blairsville on the Murphy Highway.
They say where there's smoke, there's fire. But in Blairsville, that's only half true. Barbecue lovers, get your vehicle pointed towards Smokeout Barbecue. Now in the parking lot of Blairsville restaurant Grits and Greens. Just roll down the window and let the aroma lead you to a spread of pork, chicken, brisket, and ribs. And we have all your favorite sides to go along with it. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 a.m. until we run out. See ya at Smokeout Barbecue in Blairsville.
Sarah the Sears shopper from Suches is wise when it comes to protection agreements on appliances. But when one of her ex-husbands broke her stove while he was fixing the ice cube maker,
I knew I needed a little extra protection.
Sears Blairsville offers 5-year protection agreements on all their new products, which means protection against DIY husbands.
You mean ex-husbands?
Looking for a better experience? Go see the Sears team or call 706-745-6600.
Because Sears Blairsville is better than the competition.
Stay cool all summer long. Enjoy fun and adventure for the entire family at Splash Island Water Park at the Ridges Resort on Lake Chatoog. Open every day, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., the inflatable on-water obstacle course is like no other and provides hours of fun for all. We've got the little kids 4 to 7 covered too on our Splash Island Kiddie Circuit. Adults can enjoy our new floating cabana with seats for 6. Beat the heat at Splash Island Water Park. Visit theridgesresort.com for more information. Make a splash with us today.
Shop the end of summer clearance at Carolina Furniture and Mattress Outlet in Hayesville for big savings. You'll love our selection. We have home furnishings in stock and ready to take home or have delivered. Living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, and home accents are on sale. It's a great time to shop. You'll find savings in every department. Hurry in for massive savings on the end of summer clearance at Carolina Furniture and Mattress Outlet in Hayesville. Going on now.
Boundary Waters Resort and Marina on Lake Chatoog is the #1 JC Tri-Tune dealer in the country, specializing in luxury performance tri-tunes with reliable Suzuki outboard power. As the exclusive dealer for JC Tri-Tune in the Lake Chatoog area, our professional sales and service team will get you out on the water in style. For the best selection and pricing on new and used JC Tri-Tunes in the North Georgia mountains, visit Boundary Waters Resort and Marina at bwboating.com or call 706-896-2530.
The weekend is getting closer, and a trip to Bell Mountain or the lake is always a possibility. Make sure your truck is accessorized by Rose Auto in Blairsville. Bed liners, LED lights, and more. You want to be a pickup man? Do it with Rose Auto in Blairsville. The only way to go.
All righty, folks, this ought to be good. This next young lady we got on, Faith Hibbs Clark, she can detect when people are lying, and she's actually in the business of teaching actors and all kinds of people how to do that while they're acting. And, man, the list goes on with the base film acting method. Good morning, girl. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. I'm excited about this. This is so good. We had Greg Hartley on, which is a body language expert, and he's on the other side of it. He's trying to bust all these criminals. But you're teaching all these actors how to lie and use their body language. Tell us about that. This is so interesting to me.
Yeah, I've been working in the field of deception detection as a communications expert for almost 30 years. I always joke and say I must have started when I was 9 years old.
Right. There you
Bada
go.
boom, bada bang. So I was working in that industry. I worked with a lot of trial attorneys, working for the defense mostly, reading the body language of the jurors. And I also worked with a lot of CEOs. And later in that work, I started working with politicians. And politicians were particularly interested in my line of work because they wanted to reverse engineer the process. You see, the reason
Politicians that want to lie?
Yeah, no kidding.
Tell me something new.
Well, that was just it. They came to me for that purpose. You know, how
Mhm.
can someone, how can I help them to give their presentations and not appear as though they're lying? And I said, well, this is the easiest $100 an hour, because this was a long time ago, $100 an hour that I made, you know, because what I said to them was, it's really simple, folks. Don't lie.
There you go. I'm with you on that. Honestly, but
You know?
it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen.
So I started looking at that, and I said, what industry out there could I do this type of work for, where I could reverse engineer it, but it not be so disingenuous?
Yeah. I'm with
And
you.
then it struck me that actors lie for a living, right?
Yeah.
So that is when I started taking this and putting this into the world of the entertainment industry.
I mean, this is great. You had Emma Stone was one of your clients.
I did. I worked with Emma Stone years ago, and she was the sweetest thing. She would literally bounce into my office. She was so excited to act. She loved every part of it. And one of the things I remember working on with her is transitioning her from the theater world. She did a lot of musical theater,
Right.
transitioning her from the theater world into the medium of film and television. And so I worked with her for on-camera communication. And obviously the rest is history, because she's an amazing and accomplished actress.
I'd say I think she was one of the highest paid actresses at one point. She was one of the highest paid actresses out there, was she not? I'm thinking I might be right about it. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking she was.
Yeah, at least a couple of years ago when I
Mhm.
checked in on it, she
Yeah.
was the highest paid actress in Hollywood, and or actor, because we don't distinguish anymore between the genders. But she was an Academy Award winning actress. She's just, the thing about her is that her personality is so genuine.
Right.
So I certainly didn't have to work with her in her own life, you know,
Right.
and trying to make her a better person. She really was the sweetest, and is the sweetest person out there, which is not always the case in Hollywood.
Oh,
I've probably
yeah.
got other stories.
Yeah, we hear all kinds of them. Folks, go to, it's actually Communications Method for Actors, which is cmfatraining.com, and you can check out all the stuff that she's got going on, all the testimonials and all that kind of stuff. So now, how long have you been doing this with the actors? I mean, is this something you've been doing quite a while, or just kind of getting started?
Well, I got started with this. I went into casting. So when I left the deception detection industry, I went into casting. I just sort of fell into that. And that made a lot of sense as well for me, because I could tell a genuine performance from a not so genuine performance.
Right.
So that made a lot of sense. But one of the first things that I realized when I got into that industry is how nervous the actors were. It almost looked like they were in pain before they came in for an audition. And I completely understood that pain. I think most of us do, because most of us are nervous at some point or another. So I understood that, but I also understood that there was a way to solve that pain, that there was a way to get around that and not be so uncomfortable on camera. And that was just these communication skills that I had taught politicians, that I had taught to federal agents, that I had taught to trial attorneys, CEOs. It's the same formula. What I did was I adapted it for the actor.
Right.
And making the actor feel more comfortable in front of the camera. That was the first step. And then I realized that if I utilized all the science that I knew and worked with in my old profession, if I just put that into one big formula, that would really help the actor be more believable. And so that was when the deception detection and the reverse engineering that the politicians wanted me to do, when that really came in handy.
I just think that's hilarious. She keeps bringing up the politicians won't let Trish lie. You know, this really works. And, you know, of course, I talk about Greg Hartley. I mentioned him. You know, he's with the behavioral panel. They actually, and this is where it comes from, they actually did a thing, you know, during the Johnny Depp trial. And they actually did, you know, bits and pieces of the Johnny Depp trial. And they were talking about how hard it was to read Johnny Depp, because he had this training you're talking about. So he could do all the facial expressions and all that kind of stuff. And it made it really difficult, because, honestly, it's people read body language. Is that not reason people that actually, when they see somebody and they just instantly don't like them right off the get-go, I mean, it's kind of, they read the body language. That's kind of right. Am I right or wrong on that?
That's absolutely correct.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, most of the communication process is done at the subconscious level. So about 95% of what we pick up about another person is nonverbal.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that we process at a subconscious level, but don't necessarily consciously know why. Like you said, when you meet somebody and right away you don't like them, you don't know maybe consciously why that is, but subconsciously you've read all of the micro expressions and the body language that went into that. And of course, that's always very difficult when that person's your mother-in-law. So.
Oh yeah, I'm just sitting there. Like I told Greg, I said, man, I'd hate to be your kids. You know what I'm saying? When you come in on a Friday night, like, what'd you do? Then you just read their language and be like, oh man, I got to fess up to everything I did wrong.
So I got a question.
You know, it's so funny. I have 3 kids, and they will tell you they can't get away with anything. They're all grown up now, but in those days, they definitely were. They had to work twice as hard as teenagers to get away with stuff. You know?
I know, my mom was a beautician. I know how that is because all them women that she cut their hair, they'd be spying on me all through town. So she'd find out before I got home. So anyway, Mike, you said you had a question?
Could you tell us about micro expressions?
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing.
It's an interesting
Absolutely.
concept.
It's so funny. I throw these words around like I think everybody knows what they mean, but it's not necessarily something that we talk about on a regular basis. A micro expression is a tiny expression from your body. So, maybe it's a little snicker or a slight squinting of the eyes, but it only lasts for 1/10 of a second. So the person that you're interacting with is going to pick up on it at a subconscious level, but not necessarily consciously say, he snickered when I said such and such.
Right.
I think someone like myself, I pick up on them a lot more, but that was because I was trained to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Most people are so focused on the words that someone is saying that they don't see the micro expressions or otherwise the body language in general. If everybody saw people's body language, remember that body language is our first language.
Right.
It is our primal speech. A lot of anthropologists believe that we only invented language as a way to preserve resources and therefore deception. So our body language is our primal language. And when you dial into that, you realize that is what speaks the truth. And it all has to do with a lot of my background, my educational background is in neuroscience and working with the brain. And so when you realize that the brain is going to send messages to the body to show how you're feeling prior to you even forming a thought, because that's part of our primal brain, even before we form a thought. So our body is going to tell the truth even before that. And then we might have a thought and think, oh, you know what? I'm going to lie about this.
So do you think old people who become hard of hearing automatically or unconsciously hone their skills to read body language and micro expressions?
That's a really great question. And that's definitely very possible because we know that with people who are hard of hearing or even deaf, that they are dialing into other senses.
Right.
So whereas most of us will hyper focus on words, perhaps deaf people or hard of hearing people will hyper focus into the body language or at least see it more, whether or not they interpret it the same way that perhaps an expert would, but they would at least be more conscious and perhaps more aware of it.
That's crazy. CMFAtraining.com. You can go check this out. Talk about body language and people don't realize it, and I'm speaking this as the truth. I've been married for a long time and I can read my wife's body language the minute I walk through the door.
Sure, especially when that right arm of hers is coming at you.
Right? I can say, uh-oh, something ain't right.
Time to duck.
But I guess but I mean, it's true. I mean, really, you can, your spouse, I think you can identify pretty quick whether they're upset or not without even talking to them. But you take that into a different, or further on into other people's body language, which is hard to read sometimes. But now, when you're training these people, I mean, do they catch on pretty quick about raising their eyebrows or their forehead? And I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. I mean, do they catch on pretty quick to this, or is this something that takes a while? to train?
They can definitely see immediate results from it because I have taken the hard work out of it and I've created these formulas. These formulas, like I said, are the same science-based formulas that I use with trial attorneys and federal agents and such. It's just that I've adapted it for the medium of film and television, and that's kind of key to the science. But they can see immediate results with those fast track formulas, and they pay big money for that because that takes years off of their acting training,
Right.
and has such great results that it's hard to argue with. And I always say it's not me, it's the science, right?
Right.
I just put that together for you so that you can use science in your favor. But I do think that people sometimes are resistant to it. And the reason that they're resistant to it is because maybe they've been trained in a different style and they want to keep doing that. The problem with a lot of the acting methods is that they don't take science into consideration. So, for example, we have to take into consideration the way that the brain actually processes. And like I said to you before, body language is going to show first.
Right.
In real life, when we don't
yeah.
have a script, our body language is going to give us away. And that's true for the actor too. The problem is that actors are given their thoughts prior to them preparing anything else, right? So when they're given a script, they hyper focus in on that script because they've been given their thoughts. And in real life, which is of course believable, in real life, we're not given our thoughts. And sometimes I wish that we were. I sometimes wish we had a script for life, and that we wouldn't be in so much trouble in sometimes falling over our lips or saying the wrong thing. So, but actors are giving them their thoughts. So many times the actors are going to say those thoughts, and then they think, oh, well, I've got to do a little something because I'm an actor.
Right.
And so they'll say the line and then they'll react after the fact. And the problem with that, and that's the way a lot of methods will teach it, the problem with that is completely not the way the brain processes. And like I said, the brain is going to send messages to your body to show how you're feeling, or in this case, how the character is feeling. Then you would form a thought. So one of the keys is remembering that science would say react first. So whereas a lot of people want to skip the body language entirely, there's a lot of methods out there that just say the words, you're enough. You're not enough. You're enough as a human being, but you're not enough in your communication process to just simply say the words. Scientists will tell us that 85% of our communication is our body language, is our visual performance.
Wow.
9% is the meaning of words.
So let me ask you this. Now, if I wanted to
6% is how you say it.
If I wanted to take your course, I mean, do you do it, is it an online course, or do I have to come to your location, or how does that work?
Yes, it is online. Before the pandemic, I had only dabbled with being online. And then on the onset of the pandemic and with lockdown, I was able to fine tune that process and put everything up online. And so now I have literally clients from around the world, which is super exciting.
So all they got to do is go to cmfatraining.com, and they can log into that. That gives you all the store, the pricing, the whole 9 yards right there on that.
Yes, they can sign up, register, read more about it, all of that on that website. And they can also follow me on Instagram. I put a lot of little tidbits of information. So if they want to get a sense of my style and the science behind it, they can get some brain droppings in that medium as well. And so that's Communication Method for Actors, and that's on Instagram.
All right. Well, girl, we have got to get to a break, and I'm telling you, this is very interesting. I want to have you back on. I'd like to have you and Greg Hartley on at the same time. I think that would be cool.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I love that body language stuff. I really do. I eat it up. I mean, I don't know why. It's just something.
Do we have time for one question?
Yeah.
Real quick. Have you ever had any famous preachers, pastors take your course? I mean, I'm thinking about some of these guys on TV and.
I've never had them take the course, but one of the things I got to tell you that I can't do, I can't shut the skill off, which explains why I'm single. But at any rate, I sometimes when you're changing channels and I saw one last night, a matter of fact, I don't know who it was. It was some rally, and they had this preacher on there, and what I tend to do when I'm watching people is I tend to shut off what they're saying.
Right.
I tend to just shut that part of my brain off because I'm trained in body language, so I tend to read the body language, and then later, if I catch what I call a flag or an indicator, then I'm going to go, oh, okay, what did they say?
Right. Because
then that's probably what they're lying about. And I just thought to myself as I was watching this particular person, am I the only one that can see this? It was riddled with lies.
Oh, no.
Riddled. I was like, wow, are you married?
Brian, you don't.
Because I
And they're
need to
talking
send
to
this
a
woman
room of
divorce
hundreds and
papers.
hundreds.
Brian, you don't live stream your show.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
No,
Let's make sure it
no,
wasn't
no.
Brian anyway. All right, girl. We appreciate that. That's a heck of a question. But anyway.
Nothing against God.
We
I'm
love
just
him.
saying, you asked me about preachers.
That's
Yep,
funny.
preachers.
All right, girl. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right, you take care. All right, folks, we got to jump to a break. Rose Auto, our favorite, no doubt. Go over and check them out. They've got any kind of auto, truck accessories, you name it, they've got it. Mostly in stock, radios, which is my favorite. Bed liners, bed covers, you name it, they can do it. Go by and check them out. Tell them I sent you.
Warm weather demands a lot from our trucks.
For towing boats to the lake.
Bed covers to hide work equipment.
Heck, I'd just settle for a cool rain guard for when you need to crack the windows on a hot day.
So Rose Auto is always thinking of ways to get you where you need to go. For bed covers, towing accessories, and great car audio.
It's Rose Auto on the Murphy Highway. The only way to go this summer.
Right. And who has the tailgate rack for the grill? Don't say it, I know. Rose Auto in Blairsville on the Murphy Highway.
Constantly challenging ourselves as a college means more learning opportunities, better teaching, more innovative programs, greener facilities, a stronger community, and happier students. Every choice we've made reinforces our mission to help educate, inspire, and empower you. Young Harris College. This is the place where your future unfolds.
It's time now to honor the Prep Athlete of the Week. Brought to you by Ware Chevrolet in Blairsville, supporting the champions of tomorrow from the 5-county area.
Junior Taylor McClure was a hero in Hayesville's victory over Towns County last Friday night. The Jackets won 13-12. McClure 38 rushing yards on 6 carries, 4 receptions for 22 yards, and on defense, 11 total tackles with 8 of them being solos and half a sack. Pretty good night for Hayesville's Taylor McClure, the Ware Chevrolet Athlete of the Week.
American Pest Control knows that your pets are cherished family members that deserve the best. Our four-legged friends can get pretty uncomfortable when they have fleas and ticks. Those pests can make their way into your home and make you uncomfortable as well. But don't worry, American Pest Control can help. Let the experts at American Pest Control protect your home and your furry friends from fleas and ticks this summer. Call 706-782-4113 for service in North Georgia. That's American Pest Control, 706-782-4113.
There are a lot of institutions that offer financial advice. So what's the difference? I'm Gary Anderson with Anderson Advisors in Young Harris. What sets me apart is the relationship that I have with my clients and the professionals I work with on a daily basis. There is no one-stop shop when it comes to planning for your future. It takes a team, and we can provide that at Anderson Advisors. Give us a call at 888-371-2847 or visit the website gary-anderson.com.
Shop the end of summer clearance at Carolina Furniture and Mattress Outlet in Hayesville for big savings. You'll love our selection. We have home furnishings in stock and ready to take home or have delivered. Living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, and home accents are on sale. It's a great time to shop. You'll find savings in every department. Hurry in for massive savings on the end of summer clearance at Carolina Furniture and Mattress Outlet in Hayesville. Going on now.
Hey fellas, you're dreaming of trailer hitches, bed covers, LED light bars, and bulbs. Not a bad gift for the missus, right? Get them at Rose Auto in Blairsville on the Murphy Highway. Rose Auto specializes in customizing your vehicle.
All righty, we're back with you. Hope everybody's doing good. I reckon the colleges that may benefit from Biden's student loan handout has spent over $130 million lobbying in 2021. How about that? What the deal with that? They've been lobbying. Pay out the student debt. Packy's all excited. That's the first thing he said to me this morning.
Thanks, Steven. You owe it to me, though. You
I
really
don't.
do.
You took a stupid class.
I deserve it.
Yeah, you do. How about all those folks that didn't go to college?
I deserve it. You don't matter.
So what are you going to buy me? I ought to get something.
Nothing.
The ones that didn't go to college, they got their stimulus checks 2 or 3 or 4 times last year.
We're talking, what, 10 grand and 20 grand, 10 grand and 20 grand?
That's right.
If you have Pell, if you have Pell grant loans, I guess. I don't have that.
I've got a pail now. I got a pail. I'm walking out and getting water because I can't afford anything else.
If you had Pell, it's $20,000 per borrower, and if you don't, if just regular federal loans like Stafford or whatever, it's 10.
So how do you figure that? Okay, let me ask you this. Okay,
hey, I'm not for it. I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm not for it at all. I have student loans, and I didn't vote for it.
You got these guys and girls,
but I'm not going to be the only one.
You got these guys and girls that go to college and they work hard and they pay off their loans and they skimp and they save, and then you got these other people that go and they drink beer and carry on and they owe all this debt.
Hey, now.
They got their degree in poli-sci.
The ones that paid, do they get their money back now?
It's a good question.
That's right. Do you get a refund?
A refund.
Yeah.
Or the people who didn't want to go to college or couldn't go to college.
I think this is totally political. I think it's totally political. I think they're trying to get people to vote for them. But
That's it. That's the bottom line.
I think there's more people that, I mean, it's like, okay, well, when you going to pay for my car loan? I mean, I bought a car. I should get my car loan paid. Or my house. I'd rather have my house paid for.
That's right. That's right. And my cell phone should be free. I should be a right. I have a right to have a free cell phone.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
So
where does it end?
Does anybody in the room agree with this?
No.
I don't agree with it at all. But I also don't agree with is bailing out huge corporations.
Well,
Because that's what we've been doing for years and years and years. And people are like, a lot of people are, we shouldn't pay off student loans, but it's okay to bail out GM and all.
But now, was that not a loan, though? Was that not a loan where the GM had to pay the money back?
The front end of it was a loan, but we don't really know what the back end of it looks like.
I'm with you on
not
that.
sure when they
But
made
I know
their
they're
last
taking
payment.
all our gas and all that, and they're sending it to these countries that hate our guts. I don't agree with that either. I just think, but this is crazy, and they kept talking about it. But I think it's totally political.
Yes.
And the folks out there that, I mean, okay, it's there, so you might as well grab it. If you don't, somebody else is going to. So I mean, Packy, if you can get it, go. I mean, can you get it? Can you get?
I'm not going to be the only one not in the bread line.
But I
getting my
mean,
plop.
are you going to do the 10, or are you getting the 20, or what are you getting?
I guess 10.
Yeah.
I learned a new expression.
You don't have to do
morning.
anything though. It just happens. It's like you don't have to sign up for anything. You don't have to do according to all the servicers. You just wake up.
Well, I check in on that.
Well, that's what they're saying. I mean, the servicers are saying basically there's nothing for you to do. The Department of
send you a letter.
Education.
They're just going to send
But
you a
how are we
note.
going to pay for this? It's $300 billion, is it not? $300 billion.
How about we hire some more IRS agents? And
They got
collect
that going on.
Well, that's
We're
where
already-
it's going to be paid for.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay for it one way or
Up
another.
their tax collection.
I mean, it gets to a point where you're like, okay, I'm sick of working. I'm done. I mean, honestly,
That's how socialism works.
Yeah. But then I'm
That's
gonna
where
start.
we're headed.
I mean, I'm gonna get money somehow, but you know what I'm saying? I guess. But I don't. Yeah.
But the people that work hard and make the money, they finally get discouraged and say, "Hey, it's not worth it because all my money's going to people that don't make money,
Don't work.
So why should I even try?" And then it's all downhill from there.
That's right. I learned 2 new expressions this morning during our interview.
Okay.
Micro expressions.
Right.
And brain droppings.
Yeah. I know a lot of folks got brain droppings. Packy's got brain droppings. Yeah.
Anyway.
Because most stuff that comes out of his brains are like droppings.
Brain droppings. I had to stop on that one and think, wait a minute.
I don't know, folks. This is just crazy to me. I don't know, but anyway.
I have the Gary Bussey quote for today.
Oh, we about forgot that.
Well, in the context of our interview, I thought this one was appropriate.
All right.
Here's his quote. Drum roll, please.
Drum roll.
Acting is the absence of acting. It's believing in the truth of the moment you're creating. Huh?
I love Gary Busey.
That's a brain dropping from Gary Busey.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's the
Gary
quote for
Busey.
today.
Yep. So anyway. But anyway, hey, before we come in here, you was asking me about the liquor licensing.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Well, I don't know. Looks like they said that when they first come up with it, they said anybody can have it, they can approve it, and anybody can have it, can meet it. But then I reckon we've got another one coming in.
Well, it seemed like to me that when this came up back for the elections last year, that it was 2 licenses.
No.
But my impression was that was it. It's going to be 2 and no more. But now find out that, hey, it can be as many as they want to approve.
But I think now, you had that guy, Cliff Bradshaw's liquor store up there, went to the city council and said, hey, this place can't uphold 3 liquor stores or 4 liquor stores, because it's cutting in on his money. And so I reckon they're going to think about that, which I don't know. Packy's like the more the merrier.
Well, I mean, if you're going to have it, if you're going to have something that's legal and you're going to do it, I mean, what's the difference in that at
I guess
gas
it would
station?
be, what did they call that?
It's the free market.
Free market. Yeah. So I don't know. They done got it set up.
Because it should take care of itself. Because if you have so many of them, then there's too many of them to go to, and some are not going to stay in business, and whoever has the lowest prices and the best liquor is the ones that are going to stay in business. It's a free market.
Ain't all liquor the same?
Mm-mm.
No.
No, it's not.
It's like Coca-Cola is not the same.
I don't know.
Coke is better than Pepsi.
I don't think there's more than about 60 people even voted for that to even come into the city. I think it was like 60 people. It wasn't very many people that voted for it, but there wasn't people voted, period. You know what I'm saying? But coming in there. But, yeah, I don't know. I think they're going to – what do you say? They put a
moratorium.
Which means nothing else.
Until January next year.
But now the one that's come in now already had the paperwork in, and it's going there where
Carol's Florist.
Carol's Florist is at, and I understand there's going to be a Dunkin' Donut in there and a Jersey Mike's all too at the same location. So, but yeah, I don't know.
You can chase your sub.
Do we need another sub store?
I think we need another sub store. But I mean, I'm kind of like Pack. I guess it'll work its way out. Strong will survive. But like I said, that.
But it's painful in the process, though. If you think about as a business owner, if you've got to get out there and.
Well, now here's the thing. I mean, okay, I'd be all about
your business fails.
Hey, there ain't gonna be no more radio stations, period, in Hiawassee. There ain't gonna be no more garbage business. Just one. You can't have no more than one, or not. What's the difference? So I don't know.
That's true, yeah.
But I reckon they said that.
And some people say, well, it's not it's regulated more than other businesses. But if you look at like gas stations or something like that, I mean, there's huge EPA regulations when it comes to underground storage tanks and things like that for regulation.
But you also have to consider But you have to consider also the impact that it has on the public health and safety overall, where you might have multiple gas stations, but that's not. You don't get drunk on gas, but you get the more liquor stores you have, the more. I don't know.
I thought it was funny. Cliff was like, I ain't for liquor stores, but I'm going to put it to vote. And then the first thing to do, he's got a liquor store.
Yeah. Yep. Sure enough.
Being the commissioner, I guess that gives you a leg up on everybody else.
I wonder what your friend that you had on, if she was watching, what she'd say about that.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we got to get to a break, folks. It's that time. And we got the package joke of the day, 706-379-9770, 706-379-9770. Package joke of the day. We got all kinds of joke of the day. These guys, birds of a feather, flock together over here. We've had all kinds so far. But anyway, what we going to give them, Packy? We have got a big concert.
Yeah, the Gospel
concert.
Fest.
And this is going to be really good. This is going to be over there at Blairsville, and it's going to be a huge event, and I'm sure it's going to be great. And is it Friday and Saturday or just Saturday?
Friday and Saturday.
All right, we're going to get to a break, folks. Go by and see Rose's Auto in Blairsville. Them folks are fantastic, great, actually, and they are friends of mine. Tell them Stephen Phillips sent you.
Warm weather demands a lot from our trucks.
For towing boats to the lake.
Bed covers to hide work equipment.
Heck, I'd just settle for a cool rain guard for when you need to crack the windows on a hot day.
So Rose Auto is always thinking of ways to get you where you need to go. For bed covers, towing accessories, and great car audio.
It's Rose Auto on the Murphy Highway. The only way to go this summer.
Right. And who has the tailgate rack for the grill? Don't say it, I know. Rose Auto in Blairsville on the Murphy Highway.
Nothing shines brighter under the Friday night lights than a brand new Ford, and no better place to buy than Jackie Jones Ford in Hayesville. Take advantage of models in stock and on the lot at Jackie Jones Ford in Hayesville. From the moment you walk into the showroom, you'll know our commitment to customer service is second to none. Jackie Jones Ford of Hayesville, 1493 Highway 64 West, 828-389-6325, and online at jjfordhayesville.com.
With Northside Hospital, you can look forward to new beginnings, look ahead to comeback seasons, and look up for hope and strength. Northside welcomes you into our community of care, guided by one clear direction, a mission to heal. Led by our expertise in maternity, heart, cancer, orthopedics, and more, you can move into tomorrow with confidence. For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
Young Harris Water Sports and RV now offering the Supreme Surf Boat line, along with Hurricane deck boats, Godfrey pontoons, Monterey, Chaparral, Bayliner bow riders, low pontoons, along with both Yamaha and Sea-Doo PWCs and more. Young Harris Water Sports and RV has the area's largest service center, parts and accessory selection, so there's no need to leave the mountains. Young Harris Water Sports and RV at 3676 Highway 76. Online at yhmarineandrv.com.
Let's go! Hey, it's Stephen Phillips in the Morning Dish for the new Hilltop Storage in Hiawassee. Now, everybody knows that I'm known for my organizational skills and keeping order. And that's what's great about Hilltop Storage. If I run out of space at home or at Benny's, I know that I've got as much storage space as I need. They got small units starting at 6x8, and all the units are climate controlled with indoor access. So if you've got too much stuff and can't stand to see it go, or if all the neighbors are complaining about the junk in your yard like mine are, rent at Hilltop Storage in Hiawassee. 706-994-2667.
Old Glory will live in our hearts forever, but the threat inside it might not. Thinking of making the switch to a replacement American flag? Call Billy the Flag Guy and Mountain Flag Poles in Blairsville at 706-804-0949 and make a plan to pledge your allegiance by raising a new flag outside your home, church, or business. Also carrying Georgia and North Carolina state flags, Christian flags, and any other type and size flags. Has there ever been a better time to call Mountain Flag Poles?
The weekend is getting closer, and a trip to Bell Mountain or the lake is always a possibility. Make sure your truck is accessorized by Rose Auto in Blairsville. Bed liners, LED lights, and more. You want to be a pickup man? Do it with Rose Auto in Blairsville. The only way to go.
All righty, we're back, and the phone went off the hook right at the minute I give the number. Who we got, Packy?
Lee Wallace.
Lee Wallace.
Hey, Lee.
How y'all doing today?
We're good, man. What are you into?
Oh, man, just waiting for this rain to slack up a little bit so I can go get some work done.
Oh, man, what kind of work do you do?
I own all about construction, 706-970-8423. We show up on time every time.
I didn't get the name of that construction company.
All about construction.
All
right.
about construction.
There you go. I'm with you on that, man. I guess y'all staying pretty busy. Everybody I talk to is just wide open.
I mean, we covered up, man. We covered up. But, hey, it's good to work up here in the mountains. It's better than the city.
Oh, I guarantee. Now, are you from here or where are you from?
I moved up here about 5 years ago from Douglasville, Georgia, about 30 miles west of Atlanta.
I know Douglasville. I got some friends of mine live down at Douglasville.
Yeah, I'll never go back.
It's getting out of hand down there, ain't it?
I'll never go back.
I think we ought to have a border wall around Atlanta myself.
Yeah, I agree. I concur completely.
Yeah. All right, well, you got to go through this. There it is.
It's Packy's Joke of the Day.
Welcome to the show, Lee Wallace.
Yes, sir.
You are the proud owner of 2 tickets to go to the Big Gospel Festival this weekend, but you got to bear through the joke of the day. And the 2 categories today are cheese and walking into a bar. Which is it going to be?
Let's do the cheese.
Cheese. All right. Did you hear about the cheese factory that exploded in France?
I did not.
Debris was everywhere.
R. That was pretty. That was pretty Gouda.
Yeah, they are, man.
That was a Gouda.
That was pretty Gouda.
All right, man. You're going to the show. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a blessed day.
All right, you too, brother. All about construction.
Can we hear the other joke or no?
You like how he slid that in there real fast?
Yeah.
I don't blame you, man. Yeah, I don't blame him. Yeah, get her done while you can.
Smart.
He wants to hear the other joke.
Is there another one?
You said there was what the
walking into the bar.
Walking into a bar. The past. Hang on. The past, present, and future walked into a bar. It was tense.
Sounds a little.
Ooh. That's bad. Talking about walking into the bar today. I don't know this. Today is also National Whiskey Sour Day. What is a whiskey sour?
You use like amaretto sour stuff, right, Mike? And then you have
whiskey
like a
sour.
Yeah, I suppose it's lemon based.
Oh.
Yeah. Can you have a whiskey sweet if you have a whiskey sour?
I reckon it's called a Harvey Wallbanger.
Folks, I'm telling you, man, things are changing, and the whole television series is fixing to go crazy because Hillary and Chelsea Clinton are fixing to have a leap of faith in a new television series. How about that?
You'll
Can
see
some
people-
folks just go away?
What network?
No,
what networks are going to be on?
Apple
Netflix.
TV.
Oh, I guess I'm going to have to cancel
Called
my
Gutsy.
subscription.
Called Gutsy.
Bunch of people went out and canceled their Netflix when a certain ex-president decided he had to have.
That's Hillary
his
and Chelsea, huh?
series.
Yeah, that's the daughter.
I can't believe that.
And it's going to be Gutsy. And
Who's her father?
Be like Roseanne. I don't know.
I'm definitely going to binge that one.
Oh, I'm all about that. Well, who comes up with the idea of this, though? Who's like, I think I'm going to put them on TV. Probably a pretty good deal because people just hate their guts, and they'll be watching it just for that reason. I don't know much about her, though, the daughter. Do you?
How do you spell Silver Spoon?
Yeah,
Silver
exactly.
Spoon. Silver Spoon.
But
Gutsy.
but you put her
Stephen was
picture
born
up
with
and
a plastic spoon in his mouth.
Yeah, I was born with a my spork. I had a spork.
You had a spork?
Yeah. I'm going to tell you, I'll make fun of you want to, but I mean, the highlight of we got to go to KFC, man. That was like the most fun.
I used to love that, man. They get the biscuits and the
Oh,
mashed
man.
potatoes.
the mash with the
bucket.
gravy's the best.
Oh, yeah.
My uncle lived down in Woodstock, and I'd drive my papa and granny down there. It was 2-lane road pretty much all the way down, to Woodstock, Georgia, just so I could eat it. I didn't care less about seeing my uncle. I just want to go eat at KFC because we always got to eat at KFC. It's like the highlight, man. It's like, are we going to go eat KFC yet?
Did y'all ever go to when Taco Bell was in Murphy and they only had the Taco Bell? Did you ever drive over there when y'all?
No.
When did the Taco Bell come in over there in Murphy?
I don't even know enough about Taco Bell to tell you. I really don't.
You don't like that exotic cuisine, I reckon.
I mean, I like authentic Mexican food, yes, but
you don't like powdered meat.
I don't eat Taco Bell. Not when there's a KFC right across the street.
Right next to it. They're in the same building.
We
a lot
went
of
to
times.
the KFC in Blairsville a couple of weeks. Is this allowed on the radio for me to tell you this?
No, not now.
What?
I mean, the only thing you can't say is Aunt Pearl's porch.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
We
anyway,
can't
so
say
we
that,
but we
right?
ordered.
Let's be nice though.
We ordered. They had like a breast snack meal, and we ordered that, and they said we don't have original breast right now. You'll have to wait 12 minutes. So we waited 12 minutes, and then they said, "Oh, we're sorry. It came up. We gave it to all the drive-through people." So it's like you go to KFC and there's no chicken.
Well, that ain't good.
It was
I
terrible.
understand why
It's
ain't
the
no
worst.
legs. There's 2 legs on every chicken. There ain't never no legs. What the deal with that?
Really?
I mean, there's never no legs. I like chicken. I can't wait for this
I didn't know
TV
that,
series.
Steven.
Gutsy. Oh, well.
And who invented the chicken sandwich?
Chick-fil-A.
Truett Cathy.
Yeah.
I actually had somebody talk about that there yesterday. That's
He didn't
funny.
invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich.
Down in what was the first Chick-fil-A? What was the name of it to begin with down in Atlanta?
Well, they called it the Dwarf House.
Dwarf House. They talked about eating at the Dwarf House, and
Yeah.
they said, remember the
And
first
little
time
kids
they ever
could walk
got
in through the little dwarf door.
Yeah. And the guy, he said when they brought me this chicken, it was a chicken breast sandwich. And he said, I actually took the apart because I thought it had a bone in it. It was so big.
Huh.
Yeah, they thought it had a bone in it. But no, it was a boneless chicken, back then. Which I guess back in the day, that'd be how do you get the bone out?
They had boneless chickens back then. Yeah.
There's some Chick-fil-A's that are trying chicken wings now. I saw that somewhere.
Wings?
Wings.
Wings are the best part. Wings are the best part of the chicken. What? Is it over already, Packer?
No way.
All righty, folks. We've wasted another hour of your day. We definitely going to have the Gatlin Brothers on tomorrow. They're coming to the Smoky Mountain Center for Performing Arts this weekend, so that's going to be a good thing. If you don't get tickets to that, you better get on it. And anyway, he turned the music up where I'll shut up, so we'll see y'all tomorrow.